While we're dismantling harmful ideologies and how the Bible's been unfairly used to demonize and subjugate women, did you know that the Old Testament God had a wife? That there was a Semitic mother goddess that was worshipped alongside Yahweh as his wife, and her name was Asherah? In the 1970s, on the Sinai Peninsula, archaeologists found a location they believed to have been settled around 800 BCE to 770 BCE, and they found this very interesting painting of a male and female goddess, clearly male and female, God's gonads, because that's so important for men, and it came with the phrase, "I have blessed you to Yahweh of Samaria and to his Asherah." Now, if you grew up in Christian fundamentalism, you've heard Asherah's name before, but never in a positive context. There's 40 references to Asherah in the Old Testament, and they're all negative, as if she's some kind of foreign god. But they all originate under one king. All of those writings originate under King Josiah. Prior to King Josiah, not only were the ancient Israelites polytheistic, they believed in multiple gods, they worshiped different deities for different reasons, they also participated in certain forms of ancestor worship. The earliest layer of what would become the book of Deuteronomy started to instill this demonization of Asherah, and it was written under King Josiah. In fact, none of the negative connotations of Asherah exist prior to 640 BCE under King Josiah's reign. Well, why would he do this? When the Assyrian king Sennacherib tried to take over Israel, he was able to destroy all of the temples and places of worship except for Jerusalem. Jerusalem was able to stand and push him back. So when King Josiah rises to power, he now has a centralized religion and all the resources and all the power that come from, you have to come worship at my temple in my city. So he started cult centralization, where he started to rewrite ancient Israelite history that worshiping a Baal or worshiping an Asherah would be considered idolatry. That didn't exist in the scripture prior to King Josiah. In fact, there are certain passages where we can see that Asherah was intentionally written out. There's even scholarly evidence that the menorah is an evolution of the sacred tree that used to represent Asherah. In this painting depicted on a vase, the menorah is underneath the text, "My Lady the Goddess," which was the language used to describe Asherah. Asherah was written out for convenience and money. King Josiah benefited from occult centralization, not just because of the money that come in from people worshiping, but also he controlled the sphere of worship and politics in his kingdom. And it also helped with the subjugation of women, because females could no longer be deities or divine, only the masculine could be. It's like the legend of Lilith was created to correct the contradiction between Genesis 1 and 2, and to be able to hold on to Genesis 2 to say that a woman is just part of man, not created in the image of God, and that she is responsible for original sin. That being said, I'm hosting a Bible study tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central. It is part 2 of the Creating Biblical Womanhood series, where we talk about a lot of these myths and a lot of what Christian nationalism has used to demean and subjugate women. That was not part of Jesus' original mission. You can sign up at the Crowdcast link in my bio. It is totally free. There will be a 24-hour replay if you can't make that time. And I'm also prepping an episode on Asherah and Lilith.